Welcome to the Yoked podcast. I'm your host, Travis Hall, alongside my wife and co-host, Ingrid.
On this podcast, we talk about all things real estate, entrepreneurship, business, faith, family, you name it, we talk about it, and how we do it all as an equally yoked husband and wife team.
We are glad you're here. Thanks for listening. Enjoy this week's episode. What's up and welcome to the Yoked podcast. We are glad you are here. Today we're excited. It's our book club episode.
Woohoo!
And I love this book so much. We're going to do a little bit of deep diving into kind of a follow-up to last week. Last week we talked about vision and goals, and it was a fun and a good episode. We got some good feedback from it, and we're not going to go full deep, but just kind of elaborate a little bit on last week's episode.
And how to build a vision and things that can help assist with that.
Yeah, we said we would continue that conversation, and we still will. I think since last week, I've had 4 conversations around vision and what that just, and like, not like, hey, let's talk about vision. Just like
people don't call you and ask you what you think about their vision for their life.
It's real life. It's kind of tough right now.
Yeah.
And it's people struggling with this, that, and the other. And it's just kind of how it's just fun how it's come up multiple times.
For sure.
And,
I think a good vision, as we've seen, can get you out of a lot of mental hurdles and pickles, and just a broader vision for your life can be the motivation you need to keep going when it is hard. So
truly. I just started another book. It's not our book club book, but I'm going to say it's called The Obstacle is the Way.
Yes.
And it's been sitting there, and I'm like, I need to reread that right now. And just for all reasons.
I forget who writes that.
Ryan Holiday.
Okay. So
it's good. We read it last year.
Yeah. And I would relate it to Comfort Crisis, but Comfort Crisis's writing is
so good.
So good.
All right. Well, let's talk about Comfort Crisis.
Okay. Well, first, what are you drinking today?
Oh, it is fall. It is officially fall.
It's officially fall.
We do not have coffee today.
I have a Casa Bonita mug. What do you have?
I have a Kiln mug. Shout out Kiln.
I do miss Kiln.
I miss Kiln. I mean, this works, but it's not Kiln.
It's not Kiln.
But we have a cider.
I know. Isn't that fun?
Oh, it's so fun. The leaves are not really changing yet here in Coeur d'Alene, but the weather's getting more like fall.
This morning I woke up and it was 48 degrees.
Oh, so great.
I know. I was like, I need to check on my plants.
You can like see your breath. You take your coffee and it's just steaming.
I know. It's
exciting. I love it. I'm so
Cider
excited for fall.
Football
fall is on.
It sure is.
It's great. All right. Well, let's talk about Comfort Crisis.
Yes.
It's funny because I think I said this in a podcast recently. Maybe last week. I can't remember. But I used to have a lot of copies of this book. Like 10.
Yeah.
And I can't find a single copy. I gave away most of them.
Gifted them all.
But I mean, you can't see them in the video, but up here we have all of our books. And I mean, maybe we have
They've been gifted,
packed away somewhere still, but I was going to hold it and like touch it and feel it, but it's not here. So we'll just recap it because it is one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book that I've read in at least several years. It's like you said, it's super well written. It's a good story. It's captivating, and it's not a business book. It's more of a just kind of go do it book.
Yeah, it's a guiding book.
Yeah. I asked chat to give me a recap, a quick 3-sentence recap of the Comfort Crisis.
You couldn't condense it into 3 sentences.
Well, who not how, baby. Who is chat?
Okay.
So chat says, The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter challenges the modern tendency to chase comfort and avoid difficulty. He introduces the Masogi, a once-a-year, nearly impossible challenge as a way to push past limits, discover clarity, and strengthen resilience. Easter shows that growth, meaning, and vision often come through discomfort, not ease. Discomfort is not something to fear, but something to pursue intentionally. It's so good. Like,
that is a good.
It's a good recap. I'm like, good job, chat. It's almost like chat read the book.
Almost.
But it is this unique story, and I mean, to summarize it, like it makes you
parallel, the way it's written, where he's walking you parallel through studies that have been done.
Yep.
Well,
like
also
Masogi, like talking about that.
Yeah. Well, and other studies like about boredom.
Yep, boredom.
All kinds of stuff, but while also taking you through his journey of his misogi for that year.
Yeah, which was like
is it
hunting in
caribou?
northern Alaska. Yeah, caribou. And
Oh,
I mean, he writes this. If you didn't read it, you should. He writes this story, and like,
but if you didn't read it, we're also going to spoil it all. So
but it's still worth it.
yeah,
I've read this book or listened to it like 5 times.
yeah,
And every time I'm like, this is just so good. It makes me want to go on a hunt in the middle of the mountains.
yeah.
And just the way he describes it is just so good. But this book, it talks about doing hard things and getting out of
Yep.
our westernized, and not even just westernized, but westernized culture of everything is 72 degrees. It's comfortable. We got cushy chairs. We got cushy beds.
We take
We never
elevators.
push ourselves in any way, shape, or form. And he talks about how historically we as a people, like a species, that idea of comfort is relatively recent.
Modern comfort removes what was it? Difficulty.
Exactly. And so he relates it to like, he talks about like anxiety and depression and how all those things kind of interweave with us as, people, and really not having the ability to push ourselves very hard. And so he talks about, encourage you to do something hard just for the hard sake, for no other reason. And I mean, which sounds goofy at first, but it really is. It's like, it's mind over matter, and it's, pushing yourself to the limit of your capability, whether it's physical, spiritual, mental. It doesn't have to just be like something hard physically. For us, like for me, that's what I did last year. We'll talk about that. But yeah, it's such a book around, you can do it. You can do hard things. We can do hard things. And it starts with simple actions.
Yeah. And he talks about we were built to do hard things. So as a species, as humans, even as a culture, North American culture, I mean, they were hunting bison. Like, we were built to do these difficult things. And as we've progressed as a species, things have become more cush and less difficult, but all that means is that growth has slowed. And I think he does a good job throughout the book of like with his studies, like, and showing like if you are not training for something difficult, when something difficult happens, you're going to be behind.
Right.
And so if you can constantly be putting yourself into these scenarios of something difficult, and I think there was one example in the book just about taking the stairs. And I think it's used commonly. It's like probably one of his more, well-known passages. But taking the stairs every day trains you for when you have to take the stairs and you don't have a choice and it's not hard. Whereas if you've never taken the stairs and all you've ever taken is the elevator, one day you're going to be asked to take the stairs and you're not going to know what to do. And your body literally won't be able to do it because you haven't trained. It hasn't done those motions.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. He talked a lot about exercise and science of exercise, and like relating it back to, like caveman era and what those people would go through physically just to live. They weren't exercising. They were just being. And then fast forward to now, I think he said 93% of our day is spent inside, something like that. Like I think I saw a commercial recently about that, and it was like 94%. I mean, it tracks. And, just we don't push our bodies. And so, we can do it. It's just a matter of retraining and rewiring kind of how you think. And so let's talk about, for me, one thing that I got out of it the very first time I ever read it. Do you remember like what one immediate thing that we started doing? This is 2 years ago. I'll remind you.
Okay.
We started rucking.
Oh, that's right.
And it came out of this book.
It did come out of this book.
So we started rucking. We got our rucksack.
I've already not attributed it to him or Easter.
Well, he talks about rucking and the guy that started Go Ruck, and just how simple of an act, carrying heavy weight on your back while you do normal activities, walking to the grocery store, walking to pick the kids up, just a general walk. And by simply adding weight to your pack, to your body, it goes from a walk to an exercise walk. And it's kind of equivalent to jogging, but it's way easier on your knees. It's better for your core. And I remember we read the book, and I told you, I was like, I'm gonna try this. It seems like an easy thing for me to just start adding some easy exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I did it with some random round, like,
Ghetto, yeah.
it's like weights that we had.
I think it was
Totally didn't
Grant
work.
wrapped them.
But we bought like the rucksack and everything. It's funny now because you see like GIFs and memes making fun of all the moms wearing weighted vests.
100%. Not only that, but I'm like, you want a professional rucker? It's a pregnant mom.
Seriously. But I mean, you like we ruck. I have a 45-pound rucksack. You have a 30-pound rucksack, and
my sister rucks.
I think about our old neighbor Josh Vandersher. If you're watching, Josh, or listening, like shout out to you, because he was the first person I knew that rucked.
Yeah,
and he would ruck, and we kind of. I would bust his chops. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you just carrying a heavy, backpack? And he's like, yeah. And there is.
And as we've gotten older, and our poor little knees and stuff, rucking is great.
I mean, we'll go ruck Tubbs Hill, and it's like you're breathing heavy.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, my shoulders. You got to get your shoulders in rucking order. But anyway, it's an easy takeaway.
Yeah,
from that.
But your actual physical challenge, the misogi that you were like, this is.
It was, yeah.
I want to try this. What could I do?
Well, and it came from this book, and it came from another guy that I listened to that talked about misogi, and his name is Bedros Keuilian, podcast and book. But this was the one that like really got me to do it, and that was running a marathon, which was very difficult. And you
don't do it overnight. You cannot just show up unless you're a freak. You cannot show up on marathon morning.
Oh my gosh!
Never having run a mile and do a marathon.
I cannot imagine doing that. I mean, I trained. I started in January of last year. I was like set out. I'm going to do something hard this year, and I'm like, I'm going to do a marathon.
Yeah.
And the longest run I've ever done before that was a 10K, like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I knew that I could go run a 5K. I knew that. I would be sore the next day, but I knew that I could go run 3 miles and without a ton of struggle. And so that was my starting point in the training. And I followed a training program. My max I ever got to was 20 miles, like the week before. And I was so nervous. I mean, you guys were my biggest cheerleaders there along the way. And it was hard. It was a big commitment. And I ran the Colfax Marathon, and it was just as hard as I thought it was going to be. Those last few miles, and honestly, it was the Camber the road.
Yeah,
that was so difficult, and my knee still hurts. Like when I go run now, like my left knee still hurts, and maybe it's just because they're not right. I'm not in shape for that. I don't know, but I did it, and it was a pretty good accomplishment for me to do that. But it came out of this.
That's one of the things he says in his book is that when you do accomplish something really hard, and sometimes life just puts us in our own misogi, so we're like, we'll never make it to the other end of this, which we have felt. But when you do, it expands your own vision for who you are. And I think that was one of the things that is super cool about this book, but also about just putting yourself in discomfort in general, is you are now somebody who can run a marathon. That's like 1% of the world, right? Or something crazy.
Truly.
And you believe that in yourself. It affects the way that you think about everything else. And so it's not necessarily like a one and done accomplishment. It is I have now expanded what I believe I am capable of. And if I set my mind to something like a marathon, I can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like that is my new benchmark. So it's like my new low benchmark line is like, I know that if I set my mind and train, I can do a marathon. I know that I can do it longer than that. And so it does. I mean, it really, it's growth through hardship, right?
Yeah.
You're growing your abilities, and so much of it's mental.
And a lot of people say, oh, well, it's hard enough. Life is hard enough. Why would I go seek out love? And trust me, we're here for that. We've experienced loss so painful. We completely understand. And you still have to expect it, and you can still train for it. And I would say, like, if you're sitting here thinking, well, the, S storm I'm in right now in my business is so hard. Like, I don't need to, like, this is enough. Like, I can't take it anymore.
Mhm.
Go put yourself in a physically hard challenge. You don't
Yeah,
need to go wreck your brain some more. Go put yourself physically in a difficult position. Go do a cold plunge.
seriously.
I mean, anything
I mean, honestly,
to
the
expand who
the
you think you are.
mental clarity that I got doing, because I mean, even when we were doing the training for a marathon, we weren't in this amazing season. Like
Mm-mm.
it was still, we were in the throes of, it's just been a pretty hard couple years
Mm-hmm.
in our business. And honestly, like the clarity, the mental clarity that I got while trying to run and practicing running, and like it
Yeah.
was amazing. The sense of accomplishment, just training, like it was cool that I did the marathon, sure, but the benefit for me was the 4 months of training.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I miss more right now is the
Yeah.
training than the actual running of the marathon.
Yeah.
And like you hear that all the time, it's like more it's about the journey. Like sure, it sounds
Mm-hmm.
cliche, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It's like even in business hard times, like it's more about getting through it right now and figuring out
Yeah.
and thinking creatively and problem solving and like all those things, where if we just sat back and just waited, like you're not growing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Let's talk about you. What
And what about me?
what it wasn't your Masogi necessarily.
Oh,
You didn't set out to
no.
do it, but you did something hard this year
Yes.
as just for the sake of trying.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I ran a Spartan race with my sister.
Yep.
So she turns 40 next week, the
Yeah.
29th.
That's coming up.
Yes. And she said, for my 40th, I want to do something really hard, like physically challenging.
Which does align with this.
It does align with this. And I think in Masogi, you have to have like a 50% chance of failure. And so, I mean, did we complete every single obstacle in our Spartan race? 100% no. So technically we failed, I guess.
Well, and shout out to her because she's one of our number one fans.
Oh, she is a number one
Shout out, Lindsay.
fan.
You're
She's listening. I know
amazing.
she
Yeah,
is. But also, like, she set out to do something physically challenging. That is her MO, her and her husband. I mean, they are physical people, they're active.
for sure.
And she set out to do this. And Ryan, like, put together a workout thing for us. And I went to the gym the first time to, like, train. I mean, kettlebells, you helped me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the other cool thing about a Masogi is, like, I made a ton of time for you to go, for me to be with the kids so you could go train
Yeah.
running wise. We were not going to run 17 miles with you.
Right.
And so, like, that bonded us and that helped me come alongside your vision and see how I could support you and love you, carry you through and like be a champion. In the same way that if you said, okay, you need to start coming to Planet Fitness, we need to lift some heavy weights, which we did the very first time I ever started my training for the Spartan race. I did 4 bars on the monkey bars.
Yep.
4.
I mean, you joke that you don't lift, you never use your upper body.
I
You're like a
don't.
soccer player, blah blah blah.
Got some lower strength, but
But yeah, you did 4
4
rungs,
rungs, and I was like, I'm going to die.
and every time you're like,
And my
your
hands
hurt.
hurt. I
Yeah,
had blisters. I started wearing my rubber ring. Anyways, I finished that obstacle
you did.
and I was so proud of myself. And so, yes, I ran the Spartan race with her. It was funny. She sent an email out to a bunch of women, and it was just her and I. That
It
signed up
started
and did
strong.
It
It
did
seemed
start
like it started strong, and then it dwindled.
Yeah, but truly, I felt very accomplished. Very accomplished. That is not something I would have set out to do on my own. So I'm glad, like, to do it with somebody, but
Yeah,
then also
it was awesome
really
watching you
glad
guys.
to accomplish it. And there were some really challenging parts. I have never ever thought I would belly crawl under barbed wire for that long in my whole entire life.
I want to try that.
That's
Like
great.
you guys inspired me. Like I want to do the Spartan race.
Right? Well, they have like kids ones too. I think it'd be cool.
I don't want to do the
So,
kid one, but I want to do the adult
yeah.
hard one like you guys did.
Yeah. But, like, are we in a business where we need to be, like, physically like, I think about somebody in the field, like a firefighter.
Right.
Like, they might choose a physical misogi, and it would be very challenging, but they're at a different level than us of, like, accomplishment.
Yeah.
That is not the line of business of, like, professional
Right.
scope that we're in.
Right.
And so it was exceptionally hard to do something physical while just because that's not a part of your it's not my brain, right? It's my body. Whereas like a firefighter might think, okay, I need to go learn, I don't know, a second language or something because it's a brain side instead of a physical side.
I see what
Like,
you're saying.
yeah.
It's not in your day-to-day life. And
No,
so
you'd be like, well, what are
you
you training for? It's like, well, I don't know. But just so I can expand what I think about myself.
right.
That's what you're training for.
I mean, you finished that race and you were confident.
Yeah.
It's like you surprised
I
yourself.
surprised myself. And then guess what? I didn't even get a beer. They only had NA beers.
Well, and I mean, ironically, that that was the day, literally the day that we moved away from Denver. We started the day in our RV. We did the Spartan race, and then we drove to Buena Vista for a wedding. And you showered in the camper. Like,
I know.
it's just like funny
I
how
love
that
it.
worked. But well, let's talk about other hard things because
Okay.
it's still 2025, and so like for me, I want to do something here. I want to do ending the
a
year.
physical misogi?
Something. I mean, I've kind of joked to you, like being here at Coeur d'Alene, like one of the Masogis that he gives an example of in the book is these guys going 5 kilometers in like a group of guys, not just one person, but underwater, holding a rock. And so it's just like
really
random. And I'm like, man, I would love to try something like that here at the lake. You know, get goggles on and a snorkel and like start walk on the bottom of the lake. I mean, obviously it gets pretty deep. So something like that would be fun. So, but I think that's maybe next year. I think for me this year,
you don't want to go in the lake in December?
I don't. Cold plunge a mile, yeah. But I'm thinking like for me this year, like I want to do something around fasting.
Okay.
I've thinking about it, reading the book and prepping for this podcast. I think I want to try a 7-day fast, and I've never done that. I've done a 2-day fast. I've done a 3-day fast. Both of which are not easy for me.
Yeah.
I know it's same thing. It's mind over matter. But I think I want to do a 7-day fast is what I'm going to do for my, Masogi, my hard challenge. For me, that's spiritual is the reasoning and physical and mental. It's all three.
Well, and it's voluntary.
Yeah.
It's like voluntary.
Telling my brain I can do it and like, hey, stomach, you're not that hungry. You're fine.
Yeah.
And so it's a unique like kind of way of almost like this meditation of like, you can do it because your body's saying, screaming at you.
Well, maybe you can get some listeners to do it with you.
Yeah, let's do it. 7-day fast. It's a long time.
I fasted with you for 2 days earlier last month.
Yeah.
I'd never fasted that long in my entire life. And it was very spiritual. It was great. I was, astonished.
I love it.
I don't know if I'm going to do a 7-day with you. I'm going to give mine some thought. But I will say, because I want to tie this back into a vision for your life.
Right.
A vision for as we kind of launch into this Q4 of goal setting. Also a vision for your marriage and each other. And a vision with how you interact with everybody, your community, your kids, everything like that. When you are constantly in a situation where your opinion of yourself, your opinion of humans, your opinion of your spouse is being expanded and stretched to encompass things even bigger, your vision expands with that. And I think that's one of the greatest things that can come out of putting yourself constantly in some kind of discomfort is that you cannot do it alone. And so, like, even when you fast, you want to do a 7-day fast. Do you think I'm going to make like bolognese one night while you're fasting? Like, that would be cruel. That would
just make kale every day.
Right? But like to make your favorite thing, like I wouldn't do that.
Right.
And so it's bringing me along in this vision and getting my buy-in as a partner and a spouse. I think about this all the time with the kids. Every time they're asked to do something that brings them discomfort, I just think to myself, it's good for you. You're growing, you're expanding what you think you're capable of. You're expanding your mind into a new make-believe game, anything like that. And so maybe as you prepare to goal set and get a vision for your life, you're thinking a little bit bigger. Like a misogi and discomfort expands anything that you thought you might be capable of.
Yeah, I love that.
Expands your vision. Do you agree?
I totally agree. It expands, especially, I mean, it falls in line with Yoked and what, we kind of, our message is that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, misogi is not its own thing where, especially if you are married or you have a family or like,
Yeah.
they all commit, like everyone commits to supporting you in that. I mean,
Yeah.
I could not have done the run if I didn't have your buy-in. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, some of my practice training runs were 4 hours.
Well, and you had two other people do it with you, both completed. Kendra and Seth both
Yep.
finished. We made you a playlist. I got a bunch of songs from all your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the mix there. It is available on the Spotify if you care. Travis's marathon mix. And truly, like,
Link in the show notes.
yeah, not kid appropriate.
That's true.
But truly, like, very, very important that you share some of those parts of yourself with other people so that they can champion you. So be careful also who you invite in.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Depending on what your misogi is.
I'll let to say, like, do you have something that you want to do this year? You already did it, but do you have anything else that you want to try? I mean, we are in the middle of a hard season right now.
Yeah.
Lots of hard.
So I feel like mine should be physical because I'm with that. Like, do I need more hard business things? No, I really don't. I'm tapped out. But I have talked a lot. The one that's coming to my mind right now, talked a lot about learning Spanish. I took like Spanish 500 in college.
Yeah.
And
you did. I
didn't
forgot about
absorb
that.
very much. And so maybe I learned Spanish next year.
They didn't speak English in your Spanish class.
Literally.
I forgot about that.
I passed.
That's funny. I don't know. That's amazing.
But I do think I'm thinking a foreign language, but my brain hurts even thinking about that.
I like that.
I would like something physical. My knee is a bum right now,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I need to give a little more thought.
Cool.
I love it.
I love that.
Okay, are you ready for me to announce our next book?
Yes.
This is good. I have chosen some might call it a parenting book. It is the name of it is Never Enough by Jennifer Brahaney. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Wallace.
We'll link it.
Yeah. But it's Never Enough. It is I love these kinds of books. And I definitely think the audience would get a ton out of it if you do have children. However, one of the biggest takeaways for me in this book was being able to reflect back on how I was raised.
Yeah.
And some of the values that my parents saw for me and my sisters, but things that they encouraged in, things that they gave non-negotiables in. It will lend itself a new perspective on higher education and a performance culture. So
I've not read it.
I loved the book.
You loved it. Matt loved it.
So good. Yeah, Matt loved it too. So if you like any of Jonathan Haidt's stuff, it is a great compliment, to his stuff. So Never Enough by Jennifer Wallace. We'll talk about that at the end of October.
Sweet.
Cool.
And I know we wrapped up, Comfort Crisis. If you have not read it, just do it. Do yourself a favor and read it, even though we're done with book club.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to vision, a misogi, doing hard things, challenges, intentionally putting yourself in discomfort and challenging situations, what are you yoked to?
I am yoked to the process. Like the journey.
Okay.
I want to get to the finish line, but for this, I'm yoked to the process.
Okay.
What about you?
Mine's similar, but I was thinking it's being yoked to consistency. Because if I had just gone to the gym for 2 weeks and tried to do that same race, I would have died.
Yeah,
but it was consistency over time. And I didn't even go a ton, but I was consistent.
You were.
So I think it's putting yourself in those positions consistently.
I think being yoked to consistency, I mean, you could if you were just that in general, like with everything, that is
Yeah.
like a great thing to be yoked to.
Yeah, but we talk about like anytime you're going to go do something hard, you're going to make cold calls, you're going to do whatever. If all you're yoked to is motivation,
Yeah.
you'll die.
It runs out.
It runs out every time because it doesn't work
Like Pace said, consistency over motivation.
every time.
It wins every time.
Yeah. So
I love that. Cool. Well, we hope this episode was good and
Yes.
beneficial. I hope you enjoyed the book as much as I did and we did. And yeah, where can people find you, babe?
You can find me on Instagram at the Ingrid Hall.
And I am at the Travis Hall and YouTube at the Travis Hall, and now at YouTube at the Yoked Co.
That's right.
I think I just created the channel, Yoked Co.
Yoked Co.
I'll link it as well. But
as always, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along. New episode every week.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Yoked Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along as we drop a new episode each week.